There is a growing movement right now in the automotive industry. And to put it quite simply, it's a movement to go and get electric cars into the mainstream and all over the world, and slowly but surely remove all the gas-powered ones. Titans like Elon Musk are spearheading this and have already proven why this is a good thing and why we need it to happen. And yet, there are those who don't think it is the way to go and believe that gas-powered cars are in fact still our future. So, allow us to show you why electric cars may not be the future. Not fully green. Electric cars are cleaner than fossil fuel-powered cars over a lifetime. Of that, there is no doubt. But just because your vehicle isn't releasing any emissions doesn't mean the car hasn't had any impact on the planet. 5 to 10% of a car's lifetime CO2 can be contributed to carbon emissions coming from the production of the vehicle itself. Electric cars are on the higher end of the chart due to their batteries. Those batteries are also something that will need replacing, as all car parts do, should someone want to keep their car on the road and reduce its environmental impact. To their credit, Tesla does work to either extend the life of or recycle all of the lithium-ion batteries used in their vehicles. However, when the vehicle hits the road, the energy to power it has to come from somewhere. As around 60% of electricity generated in the United States comes from oil, coal, and gas, fossil fuels are still effectively getting you from A to B in most cases. Range. An electric car is well suited to most situations. If you're smart about charging, there isn't much chance of finding yourself stranded on the roadside halfway through your daily commute. But there is a notable chunk of the population who struggle to keep an eye on their gas gauge, and the consequences of an empty tank aren't as severe. If you find yourself stranded in your driveway or on the road, you can always get to a gas station, fill a can with fuel, and have enough juice to get your car to the pump and fill it up properly. A flat battery on a Tesla requires a generator or a tow truck. The Tesla will, of course, do its best to warn its driver that it needs to be charged. It will highlight local charging points that are still in range and limit its own speed to conserve energy. But you can still run one flat. People ignore fuel warning lights on standard cars and their cell phones, begging for a charge all the time. Then there's range. Tesla managed to get over 400 miles out of some of their models, and electric rival Lucid promises to smash through the 500-mile range barrier. Once again, that's great for everyday use, as long as you're not the electric equivalent of a quarter-tank person. But it's not great for long road trips. Yes, not everyone needs to drive from New York to Florida in one blast, but those that do would probably pick 5 minutes filling a tank over several hours sitting in a truck stop waiting for their battery to recharge. Though it should be noted that there are some vehicles that are able to have a much quicker charge time, and some can even be charged while you're driving. But obviously, not all cars are like this. Other options. So, if they don't think that the electric cars will work as well as possible, what are the other options? The two current contenders are hydrogen-fueled cars and hybrids. Hydrogen runs into similar environmental issues as electric, primarily that our current methods of extracting the gas uses a lot of energy. It's also the most expensive of the three options. This may change when hydrogen extraction methods are refined and the cars themselves become more common, but there's a long way to go yet. Positives include the ability to refill your tank with actual gas in about the same amount of time it takes to refill your current tank with gasoline. It's also the most abundant element in the universe, so we're unlikely to run out of it anytime soon. Then there are hybrids. A standard hybrid powertrain can be powered by petroleum and battery power to provide you with extra range. It's a simple concept and works well. It's still not as green as an electric or hydrogen-powered vehicle, but it is better for the environment than a regular car. You can refuel it in about 5 minutes, the same way you refuel your regular ride. Plug-in hybrids are also a thing, so you can enjoy the benefits of an electric vehicle, but still have that gas tank get-out-of-jail-free card when you need it. Add biofuel into the mix, which can burn up to 86% cleaner than gasoline, And not only do you have a way to make hybrids an even better choice, they make keeping current gasoline-powered cars on the road viable. Nationwide, electric vehicles are on average 60% cleaner than gas-powered cars, which makes them less clean than both cellulosic and sugarcane ethanol biomass rides. Electric vehicles have come a long way, but their limitations aren't shared by many other transportation methods. They are going to get better, but plenty of other vehicles could go so much further. And obviously, we're only talking about the mechanical and engineering aspects of it all. We haven't even gotten into the realm of people in full yet: political interference. If there's one thing that absolutely can define the human condition, it's that of being stubborn to a fault. Look at various major moments of history and you'll notice the trend of, well, we didn't mind it before, so why should we change it now? That goes especially for the United States in topics that you all likely know about, even ones that are happening right now. The reason we bring this up is that America and the world at large has been using gas-powered cars for literal generations now. And because of that, the oil companies and certain major car companies have plenty of political friends in their governments who are going to warn against or downright try to block a full movement to electric cars. Think about it like this. If the government was able to do a program that would help lots of people get electric cars quicker or at a cheaper price, that would be beneficial for just about everyone. So why hasn't that happened? Simple. Because many politicians, especially ones in America right now, aren't concerned with going and cleaning up the planet. They're repeatedly denying things like global warming or various scientific data that shows how the world is suffering due to the emissions of carbon. Just look at Donald Trump pulling the US out of the Paris Agreement for an example of that. Between their lobbying costs, see bribes, and other things they gain by supporting the oil companies and certain others who benefit from the use of oil and gasoline, you can see why they'd go and restrict just how involved they get in the crossover between gas and electric. Granted, this could change at any moment, but given our history, it may be too late before that happens. Cost. Sticking with people. Now, let's talk about the consumers themselves. Because after all, while the government may guide people to do one thing or another, it's still up to the people themselves to go and get things done. Or in this case, buy an electric car. But there is honestly one super major sticking point that is affecting people getting such a ride: the cost. Because despite them being better in various ways, their construction makes it so they cost a lot of money. Even the most basic of Tesla electric cars cost around $35,000. And that's way too expensive for most people, even with a payment program. Meanwhile, depending on the car lot you go to, you can get a clunker of a car for a few grand and know that it'll get the job done in terms of taking you from point A to point B without much issue. So thus, until companies like Tesla and other car makers lower their price, electric cars will be seen as a novelty above anything else. Can this turn around? So, given all these facts and roadblocks, can electric cars overcome the odds? Possibly yes. And we say that not just out of hope, but because of the fact that even 10 years ago, electric cars were deemed completely unfeasible in terms of their ability to not just have a good range, but be worthy of the cost. Tesla and other companies fixed that issue, and now they're cranking out electric cars like mad and have gotten other companies to join in the electric car boom. So, if they can overcome those obstacles, why can't they overcome others? It's just a matter of time. So, what do you think? What do you think of these counter-arguments to whether electric cars are the future of our world or not? Do you think that there is going to be another shift in the perspective of what these cars are and aren't in the world soon? Do you already own an electric vehicle, or are you planning to get one soon? Which type do you think is honestly better? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.